Hello, off-road adventurers. This is Todd Bacon from Offroading 101, wanting to talk to you today about sidewall repair, something that is on the market, and it's called glue tread. Repair your tire treads anywhere. What we're going to do is we're going to go through a sample repair using this and see how well it works today. Now, one of the things that I want to bring out is that this sidewall here is a ribbed sidewall, so it's not really smooth. It's going to take a little bit of extra work. So I'm going to actually recreate putting a puncture right in where the letters are at, where it's raised, and with the ridges here. Try to make it similar to what we would see out on the trail. So let me go ahead and get this set up. Let's take a look and see what we have, and we'll go from here. So what we're going to do now is open the package up and see what we have inside here, and we'll start taking a look and see what they've sent us. Accelerant, glues, patches, different sizes that can be cut, and instruction. Stop. Use less adhesive. More is not better. Shows a pattern here that we can put our glue in. Comes with sandpaper that will be used to rough up the sides of the sidewall wherever we have it. Plus, we're going to rough this up as well. And then a good set of instructions that we have right here. Takes you through the whole process and even has a video instruction listed right here. So, let's open the package up. Here is the accelerant. And the accelerant, if I'm not mistaken, you need to let the glue and the rubber dry by itself for about an hour before you start to use it. By using the accelerant, it changes that from an hour to about 15 seconds, and we will test that out. Let's take a look at our glues. And they have multiple glues in there, I imagine for multiple repairs. And then nice little glue tips that allow you to get down right into where you need to be. That being said, here's the tools. Let's go to work. Come with me. Now here's where the fun begins. We're going to take a very good tire and we're going to poke a hole in it. How do we do that? Well, we're going to simulate something sharp out on the trail getting it, and we're going to put it right here, right into the center of the R, right on the edge of the R. We'll pop this thing in here and go all the way down in. And you can hear we've got a nice gash. Any air's coming out. Put our fancy tool away, and then what they're going to tell us to do is they want us to let this air down. Oops. We're going to let this air down a little bit and get the pressure out, which you can go ahead and do by removing the valve stem if you need to, right over here, or let the air come all the way out. I'm going to grab a flathead screwdriver, come in here, open this up a little bit more just to get more of the air out of here. And the screwdriver will be important here in just a minute. Now we've identified that we have a hole in the sidewall. We've got a patch that we've either cut to fit, or we're going to use the one that came with it. We have our glue, our tip, our accelerant, and the sanding paper. Now, why do these all come into play? Let me show you here real quick. So the glue, what we need to do is we need to actually open the glue up because it's sealed. And then we're going to end up putting the tip on here. That way we can very, very finely direct where we're going to put the glue. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put this on, and we're going to put glue on the sidewall right on the cut. We're going to go ahead and just kind of get that coated in here. Bring this out this way as well. We're going to coat this side. And we're going to hold this down here for 1 minute. And all I'm doing is just kind of holding pressure in there to help the seam come together, especially since I was holding it apart with the screwdriver. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take and sand down this area, because this will not fit on rough edges. And as you can see, we did it right over the R. That's why they included the sandpaper. So we're going to try and smooth this out as much as we can with the sandpaper. let's give it a go. So we're going to take this patch. We're sitting here marching it up, and it's longer than it is there. So we're just going to go ahead and rough this side up as well. Figure if it requires it on the tire, having it on the rubber patch itself is just going to help a little bit. And then we're going to go ahead and cut this down where we can just put it right on there. Now, the next thing that it tells us to do is to grab our glue stick, and they said to drop little droplets on there evenly placed. So we're just going to go ahead and drop. Here we go, and we're going to I'm going to put this over and make sure it's covering our area. And now we're going to hold it down for 1 minute. And there's our 1 minute mark. Now here's where they say leave it set for an hour, but we're going to use the accelerant in just 1 minute. Now we're going to go ahead and use the spray. That should be it. Now, one of the things that we're going to do here is that these edges right here are really rough. So we're going to end up bringing on the sandpaper, and we're just going to kind of take those edges down, make them less likely to catch on something while you're running off-road. But right now, these patches are designed to get you off the trail. Definitely not on-road, not on-road safe, but to get you back and moving around. Just kind of round those edges off a little bit, make it a little bit nicer to use. Blow away some of our junk here. So far this has been an interesting test. It looks like it's sealed up pretty well. I'm moving it around here. It looks like it's holding up well, but now comes the real test when we go ahead and put some air in it. So we're gonna go ahead and run it up to about 32 PSI. .5, and this is where we're going to stop right now, because when you're on the trail you're probably not going to be much more than that, and what you're doing is looking to get you off the trail and back to where you're going, and you're not going to be running full tire pressure as you would when you're on the highway. So let's come in, let's take this off, let's verify here. We're showing up at a good 22.5 pounds. Take this off. We're going to hit this again with the soapy water just to see. And amazingly, it looks like it's holding really well. You can see that there are bubbles, but that was from the spray, but we're not seeing any bubbles that are coming out from the tire or from the patch. So the next test that we've got on this, we're going to put it on the Jeep, and we're actually going to test it and run it over a rock and a couple things, and just drive it around to see how well the tire pressure holds up and see what it does through normal use. Why don't you come with me? Let's go for a ride. So if you look here, you can still see the corner of this patch right here. It's not on there completely, but it's still on there very solid. The tire is holding, and I would say that that would be sufficient to get me back to where I needed to go. I have to go a little bit cautious on the ride, and I could even probably fix that. Matter of fact, let's back it up and see if we can fix it. Boy, that looks like that just fixed it right up. And this is like some sort of a super glue too, because man, it gets on your hands, it feels just like it. Not that I've done it before, but I've done it before. Accelerant seems to hold up real quick. Let's just beat this up a couple more times. So everyone, just wanted to let you know that it has been a couple days since we've put this patch right here on this tire. It's still holding good pressure, and I wanted to give you my opinion on it in a very controlled area. I would say that it works very well for you if you're on the trail. You do need to be prepared to be able to take down some of the high edges. Sandpaper will take you a while. The grinder worked really well, which I had here in the shop. You may not have on the trail. But again, with anything, as long as you prep for what you think you may or may not need, it's going to work well for you out on the trail. So would I give this a good review? Absolutely at this point. Now I do plan on taking this up and putting this tire, specific tire, on my Jeep and running it through one of the Offroading 101 courses to see how it holds up after a day of hitting all of the obstacles. So I will update this video with that. And with that being said, I'm going to say this is Todd Bacon from Offroading 101 signing off. I'll see you real soon.